Hi there. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can put a PowerPoint printout into OneNote to make taking notes during lectures really simple. I'm going to be using the desktop version of OneNote for this demonstration. The process on a MacBook and a tablet is similar, but I'll try and draw out where there are some differences. So the first thing you'll need to do is download a PowerPoint. And so this particular one, if you're one of my politics students, then UK Constitution, and you can see here we have the PowerPoint. You'll click on that, and it will probably give you an option about whether you want to open it or download it, and you want to download it because you need a copy of it on your device that you can then re-upload into OneNote. And when you've downloaded it, you should then find that you have a copy of the file. If you're on a tablet, it might be slightly different. You might need to store it somewhere different, but you need to work out where it's kind of saved to. Then we go back into OneNote, and there's a few different options here. If you go into the Insert tab, you'll see there's lots of options for things like online videos, online recordings, and so on. And we've got these ones here that say File Printout and File Attachment. The Mac version, I know, has slightly different options. So if you just go File Printout, then it should just do the whole thing for you. So you click kind of Insert, and in it goes. But I'll show you another method just in a second. And depending on how fast your device is or how big the file is that you're putting in, it should work relatively speedily. This one we're doing here, where we're going straight for the file printout, should put all of the slides in for you. And there you go. We've now got a nice PowerPoint put in there. If I just undo that and I go the other route, so this time I'm going to just put the file in there, and I can do that by either selecting the file from File Attachment, or I can drag it across if I want a desktop. So I'm going to drag that file in. And interestingly, when I drag it in, it gives me that choice: Attach File or Insert Printout. So I'm going to click, this time we're going to click Attach File, just in case that's the only option that I have. But if I now click on that PowerPoint, I can insert as printout, which will do the same option that I did before. So those are the two most simple options for it to work. But let's say you try both of those and neither of those work, then what can you do? Well, there's one other option. Now, so this one particularly applies to tablets, and this is what I had to do on my iPad. What we do this time is we actually open up the PowerPoint itself, and we go into File, and you should have some options that say things like print or export. I don't know where my head is in regards to all the buttons here, but somewhere above my head there's a print and export. And if I click print, and this is particularly talking to tablets here, you'll see that you've got the options of the various printers that you can print off, but there's one down here which you probably can't see because where my head is. If I just move it across, when I click print, one of the other options to print is to send it to OneNote 2016. So if I click that one, so basically I'm printing this PowerPoint to over to OneNote, and then I press print. And there are other options there, like choosing how many slides you want to do and where it's kind of going and all those kind of things. And then hopefully if we then go back to OneNote, it then says, well, where do you want to put it? So I'm going to put it into where I was before, Mr. Cox's notes. And I'll put it into PowerPoint Notes Demo. And I'll click OK. So we've already got it here, and it should put it up there for me. So there's a few different methods, and at least one of those should work for you, and hopefully lots more. There you go. So there's the PowerPoint in there. The last thing I'd like to show you, though, is the usefulness of this button here, which is called Insert Space. Now, in the tablet version, this Insert Space is often in the Draw tab rather than the Insert tab. And sometimes it says Insert Space, and sometimes it just has this kind of symbol. So look for that symbol. And what it does is say, I've got my lovely PowerPoint, and I'm writing all over it like this, and actually I want some more space around the place. So I click Insert Space, and then I drag down like this, and it creates space between the slides. It also works on the edge. So if I click Space here and I move it over, I can now get some space to the left of the PowerPoint. Now, one trick I used to like to use is to hold Control and roll the mouse back, which then zooms me out of the PowerPoint so I can see around it far more simply, which is really nice. And you can also do that if you go to View and Zoom. You can also change the how zoomed you are in here as well. And one of the nice things about creating space on the left is it means you can then write on the left-hand side of the PowerPoint, and also on the right-hand side as well. And of course, if you want more space over this side, again, you can click Insert Space, and you can pull yourself kind of over like so on. It also works the same in reverse. Let's say this slide is useless to you, so you can then delete that slide, that individual slide, and I've got this big space here. And this time, instead of pulling down to create space, we pull up. So if I click the bottom and I pull up, I can get rid of that, and now I'm kind of pulling it nice together. Last tip on this one, what I tend to do, because the PowerPoint slides tend to go in pretty big, so what I then tend to do is then increase my font size. And if you go into OneNote options, you can choose your default font and your default font size. So if you change your default font size up to say 20, and maybe choose yourself a particular font that you like, and then hit OK, by default, now when you start typing, your notes are a lot more suitable for the size that you will need. And then, of course, you can then go to draw. You've then got all the nice little things like highlighters, and you can draw arrows across to various things in various colors. By the way, if you pick a pen color and then pick the arrow, it then uses that kind of color to give you to make that particular line, which is a nice kind of quick way of doing that. Hope that was useful. This is definitely the way I'm going to be taking notes for the foreseeable future. So it's definitely worth, before you listen to a lecture, getting that PowerPoint in there, because it will speed you up so much, and it means you can focus on adding to your notes rather than trying to scribble down everything that the person in the lecture is currently saying. All right. Hope that was helpful.